Hello, I'm Kev and welcome to something a little bit different. As you can see, there's no green screen. I'm in a real place. This is my living room. I don't usually do videos in my living room. So that's why you might be hearing general family background noise. If you've got a problem with that, I'm afraid it was over that on no video. For those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, and you should be following me on Twitter at Lollujo, my laptop melted. In fact, I'm going to try and put a picture of it doing that. Oh, it might be over there, might be over there. That way, I think. Just showing it melting. I did tweet it out as well. It's dead. It's done. So, luckily, we had come to the end of the Bolton battle. I'm not going to be able to do the 5 years in the future thing. That's what killed it. Holidaying that over the course of 3 days of it just being on constantly. I think I've melted the GPU, which was probably not the best thing to do, was it? So, we have a short-term solution in that I have come into my house. I am using a webcam, and it's the best I can do at the moment. I am hopefully going to be getting a new laptop so I can go back out to my little recording space in the garage and do a new series at some point over the next week or two. So in the meantime, I'm back doing Up the Posh. You might remember, those of you who've been around since the channel started 9-10 months ago. The very first thing I did on YouTube was a save with my own favourite club, Peterborough United. It was called Up the Posh. So we're doing Up the Posh too. We've downloaded the most up-to-date patch from FM Base with all the transfers, promotions, relegations and stuff like that in. So I have a pretty up-to-date Peterborough United squad. Not quite up-to-date on the finances because they gave me £3 million to spend, and goodness me, am I having a good go at spending it. But we'll have a little look at that, have a little look at who I've got, what I'm thinking I'm going to be doing, and then we'll have our first game of the season against Walsall. I don't know how long this save's going to be going on for. That's really going to depend on how popular it is with you lot. My plan really is it's something to keep the channel busy until my new laptop arrives. But if you're enjoying it, we might keep and run this all the way through to FM17. Who knows? We'll see if you like it or not. So we'll start off by, let's have a look at our transfers first, because like I say, we've spent a little bit of money. There's a few youth players who've gone out on loan. We've brought in a few free transfers, but we have done a couple of big signings because for some reason they gave me a load of money to spend. And obviously, if you give me money to spend, I'm going to spend the money. So within a week of being in the job, I signed this guy, Danny Philliskirk. He came in from Blackpool, I think, £750,000. He came up on my first scout report as the best striker, and as we didn't really have a striker who was any good, I was always going to sign one of the early strikers anyway. But the thing I like about Philliskirk is the fact that he can play anywhere across midfield, including holding midfielder, wide, as well as up front. So in the system that we're going to be playing, which we'll see in a few minutes, he's going to be very handy and can basically will play in most of those positions over the course of the season probably. So very happy to have him on board. We also signed Stefan Skugel from Sheffield United. Now, he's a player who Posh have been linked with in real life in the past. I think he's probably a little out of our price range these days. But again, I like the flexibility of this player. Can play anywhere in the midfield and probably will do so. Only 22. Plenty of time to improve. And look at that. Everything's green. So he's going to be a good one, I think. So couple of nice attacking players to come in. We also brought in another one on loan. Ryan Seeger comes in on loan from Southampton for the season. Only 19. He's going to be a backup striker, backup attacking midfielder. If he is as good as he looks, though, he might end up being first choice in one or both of those as the season goes on. And then we just brought in a couple of free transfers who we found through the trial day. So Ian McLaughlin, 23-year-old Irish goalkeeper, comes in from MK Dons on a free transfer. He'll just be a backup for us because our only backups were a 38-year-old coach who's a club legend and a kid who's not any good. So we've got a decent-ish backup goalkeeper now. Likewise, we have a decent backup centre-back, 20-year-old Pierce Sweeney. He comes in from Reading on a free transfer. He's never played a game for anybody in England. But, you know, he looks like he might be any good. If we look on our reports, he's officially the second best centre-back at the club at the moment. That's going to change, hopefully, because I've got about £1 million left of my transfer budget, and I would like to buy one, if not two, centre-backs with that money. That's my target for the rest of this transfer window. And then we also brought in Abdul Razak, a 22-year-old Ivorian who's already got 5 caps for the Ivory Coast, plays in central midfield, has got around a bit. You may remember him from such clubs as Man City, Portsmouth, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Charlton, West Ham, Doncaster, and some foreign ones as well. I mean, that career trajectory is really in the right direction, isn't it? But he looks like he should be good. Again, if we look on our reports, he's the second best central midfielder at the club. So I don't really know why no one seems to want him and he's on a downward spiral. Perhaps he's a troublemaking rascal. Who knows? But he comes in as well. That leaves our finances. We've got £875,000 left and enough wage budget probably for one player. So we're going to try and find one really good centre-back between today and our next episode. And this is what the rest of the squad looks like. It's a big squad. We need to thin this out quite a lot, and it's particularly heavy in strikers who in real life are probably quite good, but in game they're just not going to get the job done. So we need to be trimming off most of these. Like you might remember Lee Angol from last year's at the POSH when he was an absolute hero. Doesn't seem to be as good this year, which makes me a little bit sad. Likewise in defence, players like Ricardo Santos, Ryan Tafazoli, don't even know how you say it, are supposed to be, well, he's supposed to be very good. Santos is very good in real life, but neither of them quite good enough in games. There's a few tweaks we need to be making, and this is the system that we're going to be playing. We're going to do a 4-2-3-1. It's kind of a butchered version of the one I used at Man City in Non-League to Legend. I've just changed round some of the midfield instructions. So we've gone for a deep line playmaker and a ball-winning midfielder in the middle, and then a winger inside forward and a playmaker on the front three. I'm pretty happy with how this team looks. I think the players we've brought in will fit in it nicely. And the only it does make it obvious that the one place we need to strengthen is at the back, because Michael Bostwick really is a midfield player, although he probably won't get into the team in midfield either. I'm not over the moon at having to play him at centre back. So this is the team. We'll introduce you to the players thusly. So in goal, Ben Alec, 28 years old, very good goalkeeper at this level. Been with POSH a couple of seasons now, yeah, very happy. Not going to need to replace him. Even if we get promoted, he should be good enough. Hayden White at right back, 20 years old. I know next to nothing about him. I've never seen him play. I'll see him play tomorrow, or in fact, I'm seeing him play now, if you're watching this video when it comes out at 4 o'clock on Saturday, because I'll be at the match and presumably he'll be playing, because he has in the first couple of games, which I haven't seen. So he came in from Bolton on a free transfer, I believe. Andrew Hughes is going to be the left back, 23 years old. Came in from Newport and is, again, another one who I've not seen play in real life, but is supposedly highly rated. Michael Bostwick is the midfielder who can also play in defence, and depending on which sections of the POSH faithful you talk to, he might actually be a centre-back who can pretend to play in midfield. I personally prefer him in midfield. I think he's a bit slow at the back, although it doesn't massively show in his stats on here. He's been with POSH forever. In game, he's going to be our club captain. He was a year ago. And influence-wise, he's still the best as far as that's concerned at the club. So he will maintain the captaincy during this save. He'll partner Jack Baldwin, who missed most of last season with a cruciate ligament injury and came back spring-ish time. Very, very good defender. Obviously hasn't played a massive amount of games because of his injury that he picked up around there. Probably not played more than 15 games in a season ever for POSH, and he's been with us 3 years. That's all about to change, though, and he always gets good in Football Manager. You'll probably recognise him if you manage in England. He usually hovers around the Premier League within a couple of years of the start. Abdul Razak we've already looked at. He's going to partner in central midfield our star man and in real life captain, Chris Forrester. Came in last year from somewhere in Ireland, St Patrick's. There we go. And he's just awesome. Already says he's a good player for most championship sides. But if we can keep hold of him during this transfer window, I'll be a happy bear. And then our three behind Phyllis Kirk, who we've already met. We've got on the right Gwion Edwards, who's another one who I haven't seen play in real life. He came in from Crawley over the summer. Looking forward to seeing him. Scored for us in real life the other day. Paul Taylor is going to be in the hole behind Phyllis Kirk. A bit of an enigma, Paul Taylor. Played for us a few years back and was absolutely superb for a season. in the Championship. Then we sold him to Ipswich, and he's kind of been on a bit of a downward spiral since then. He came back on loan for us last year or the year before and was rubbish, but he's now re-signed on a free transfer. So hopefully he can rediscover some of his former awesome form when he was a top striker in the Championship. And on the left, we've got Shaquille Colthurst. He's been with us 6 months and I still don't really know how to say his name. No Posh fans do either. They all get it wrong. I just don't know which way they're getting it wrong. So he can play up front or on either wing. We're going to be playing him as an inside forward out on the wing, but we can just as easily swap him and Phyllis Kirk around, and we might, depending on how the game pans out. I'm not going to go through everyone else who's on the squad or in the bench. We can have a look at that over the course of the next few episodes as we get a few players into the team. But if we just quickly sort this by ability, so you can see we've got probably 10, 12 real top quality players, and if I show you the squad depth as well, what's the best one to look at? Is it that one? Yeah, this is the one we want to be looking at. So actually, that's too much detail. Overview, there you go, that's the one we want. So you can see who we've got as the top players in each position and where we might possibly need to strengthen. And you can see straight away that centre-back is a position that we need to strengthen as a matter of urgency. Everywhere else, we're pretty much okay, I think. Now I've solved that problem with needing a couple of extra attacking midfielders / strikers with the business we've done so far. So, our first game of the season, we're at home against Walsall, and hopefully we're going to go and beat them, because otherwise I'm going to be all sad. Now, I haven't played a game on this save yet. My assistant manager's been doing all the fiddling, so there's every chance this is going to load up in 3D or with noise on or some other stupid things. I haven't set it up properly. Yeah, I've left Skoogle out because he's not fit yet. He came to us injured. Yeah, we want to win the match, obviously. Yes, we're awesome. Of course we're going to win. So, yes, we'll apply the advice to the team. I've set it to do automatic team talks. Isn't that snazzy? And, there you go. It's still set up from my last save. So we can stretch this out a little bit because we're playing on a full-size grown-up monitor. This is a novelty. Does it not go any bigger than that? Right. So let's move this around slightly as well. We don't need... I suppose we could... Oh, what's this? Get that off there. We don't have any of this match feed nonsense. That can do one. There we go. Right, so Taylor with the free kick. Colthurst, what can he do? It gets it back into Taylor. Hughes to Taylor again. We're passing the ball around beautifully. And Edwards with a real bending shot. Why is Michael Bostwick taking the corners? He is a centre-back. That is just stupid. And both of our centre-backs are now far too far forward. But luckily, we've sorted it out. We're back in it. Don't worry. Stop panicking. Right. How are the stats doing? We're dominating at the moment. Half an hour in. Dominating possession. We've had plenty of shots on target, and we're not giving Walsall a sniff. The only thing is, I would kind of like to, be 1-0 up now, or else all the possession and dominance doesn't really count for anything, does it? How are we doing on the old... Look at that for pass completion. We're knocking the ball around beautifully. Reassuring for a first half, I think. As long as we don't go and lose a sloppy goal now, because the last thing we want is to lose on our first game. But I think the way we're playing it's good. It's positive. Considering we've not got a green screen behind us, and that makes everyone a little bit uncomfortable, I don't think we're doing too badly, are we? Right, I'm starting to think in terms of substitutions, because as usual, my pre-season was next to useless. Anik comes out with an excellent interception. But yeah, most of these players are not fully match fit yet. So we might need to exercise the bench a little bit and just freshen things up, especially going forward. Bostwick with a good header there, fine. So Taylor is involved in just about everything. I haven't noticed what his rating is, so I don't know if he's doing well at being involved in it. And there's that goal against the runner. It's not even against the runner play, actually. If we look at the stats, Walsall must almost the whole of the first half, the second half so far, because we were on 55% at the end of the first half, and they're actually edging possession now. So we've barely touched the ball in this second half. Right. Is it early to be making changes? Not really. The game's getting away from us, isn't it? Right, I'm going to bring on Lee Angol for Colthurst and stick Phyllis Kirk out there. That will do for now. I'm hoping Angol rediscovers his magic from up the posh number 1. Right, come on, let's have a bit of magic. There you go, Angol's got the number 9 this season. See, obviously, because I'm a nerd, I've put the official posh squad numbers on, and we've just given them another good chance. That one didn't go down as a clear-cut chance, but it must have been touch and go whether it did, because it was a good opportunity, and we are just not in this game at the moment. Philliskirk not having a very good debut. Razak has been useless. Right, Jack Payne, you come on for him. Could we go to a 2 up top maybe? We've got Naby on the bench there as well. I think I'll bring Naby on for Philliskirk. And we're going to fiddle a little bit. Do this. Who wants to support who? I think Naby should probably be supporting Angol. And we're going to do that for the last 20 minutes. And hope that that's enough to make something happen. I mean, we were so good in that first half, and it all seems to have got away from us a little bit here. Taylor should probably be coming off. He's absolutely shattered, but we've got no subs left, and we've still got 15 minutes to play. Oh, I've made a complete hash of this, haven't I? Oh, without my lucky green screen, I'm nothing. We're just not creating anything. Right, Bostwick with the free kick. Again, why is he taking it? But Forrester now, can he do something magical? Payne, out to Hughes. Come on, cross it in. No, it's just Walsall break, and Hughes is going to get sent off as well. Oh, this has been just about as bad a first game as we could have possibly imagined. Guess we just go free at the back for the last 4 minutes, and we need a goal. In fact, let's pump the ball into the box. Let's just get the ball forward now. We need to be direct. Forget all this nonsense. Just get the ball up into their half. Let's play a high line and just whack the ball forward now, because we're desperate for a goal. We've only got a couple of minutes to do it. Oh, they're going to... Aaron Oztomer, one of my favourite posh players from last season. Not good to have to face him so early on. Angol just can't keep hold of the ball there. We've got 30 seconds to try and do something. Why are we knocking the ball around? Right, Naby to Taylor. Taylor misses out because he shattered. That's probably my fault. Oh, dear. This has not been the start we were hoping for. The one thing I've got going in my favour, which is different to usual when I manage Posh on Football Manager, is this season there's not really much in the way of expectation. The board are looking for top half. The players are expecting top half. So we haven't got the immediate pressure of having to be in the promotion hunt straight away. So got a little bit of time. Need that defender, and we need some kind of spark up front. I know we've spent a lot of money there already, but it didn't click at all today, did it? Right, I think what I'm going to do is we'll be back at the end of the transfer window for another episode, and I'll try not to get too sad about, because that was just poor, wasn't it? If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and thank you very much for watching.